Josh, the Broncos, no first round pick as a result of the Russell Wilson trade, but certainly will be looking to beef up their team in day 2. Do they trade? What's their first pick?
First pick is 64.
64, because they had 2 seconds, I believe, right?
They got 1 from the Rams for the Von Miller trade.
For the Von Miller trade, they sent their other second. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so they're picking 64. I don't know. You don't have to be. Who you got taking in your 14-round mock draft?
So I look at linebacker. I look at cornerback. The offensive line as being some positions of need for this franchise. And this is a perfect example of how quickly the NFL can turn, because last year we were not even considering a cornerback for the Broncos in the first round because they had a couple of guys, Ronald Darby, Kyle Fuller, and then they go out and they draft Patrick Surtain, who had a sensational rookie season. Yep. But now it's a need for this team. I mean, they're back in the market. So I look at cornerback, I look at offensive line, and I look at linebacker. So some possible fits for the Broncos at number 64, number 75 overall. I've got Troy Anderson from Montana State, a linebacker, Alabama linebacker Christian Harris. And then I've also got Sean Ryan with that 3rd-round pick, who is a versatile offensive lineman, has played left tackle, could possibly slide inside to guard at the next level. Gives you some flexibility and an option for, a swing tackle in a pinch. So I think those are some good options for the Broncos on day 2.
Yeah, what about defensive tackle? That they included Shelby Harris in that deal with the Seahawks for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Older player, but he was a pretty good defensive tackle, like 3-down player, decent pass rusher, good run defender. Phidarian Mathis, Matthew Butler would make a lot of sense there at 64. Kind of feels like that's where they will ultimately go. And then for corner, Cam Taylor-Britt from Nebraska, Zion McCollum from Sam Houston State, Damari Mathis from Pittsburgh. I think they need a little bit more explosiveness, or to just complement Patrick Surtain well and have 2 corners on the outside that are not going to get beat over the top, that can play man-to-man, have that elite explosiveness and speed and athleticism down the football field. It certainly, with adding Russell Wilson and the receiver group that they have, along with Albert O at tight end, it's not really, especially early on day 2, or when they pick on day 2, it's not really a super sexy pick receiver, pick running back. They have Javonte Williams. They have the offensive lines. To a certain degree, they'll probably go more on the defensive side for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I think that stands to reason. Although, you could also make the case that, like, will Russell Wilson get his way? Like he always wanted to have more input and personnel with the Seahawks. Will he, and I mean, it's tough to do when you first pick a 64 overall, but like, will the Broncos want to sort of make a statement of sorts and like get Russ some little toy, whether it's an offensive lineman or a weapon in the passing game? It definitely makes more sense to go defense though for Denver.